Hello, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We're back for the team selection video for game week 23. So yeah, a lot to discuss. Yeah, it feels like there's a game week every day now around the corner. So it's coming thick and fast, guys. As you know, um, deadline tomorrow. But yeah, it's the weekend now. How you doing, Jordan? How is everything?
Yeah, here we are back again. Another stream for Team Selection for Game Week 23. It should be interesting because we're both doing moves. You may be wondering why Tony's on the thumbnail, but wait and see, obviously, through the stream on why he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've got quite a bit to discuss, guys. So yeah, let's start off kicking it off anyway with our scores from game week 22. So in goal, I have gone. So this is how my team did in game week 22. So in goal, I had Areola. Again, so a blank. Not the worst thing in the world. That's now 2 blanks in a row for Areola, but coming off the back of a couple of big hauls. So yeah, I didn't really expect a clean sheet. I was more hoping for one. And I'm glad Solanke scored anyway to wipe the clean sheet because I had Solanke anyway, so I didn't really mind too much. But yeah, it was 1-1, West Ham Bournemouth. Moving on to the back three, not good. As you guys can see, no returns there. Porro obviously conceded, I believe, a couple of goals to Brentford. Gabriel conceded late on as well, to Forest, I think it was. And Trent came on late. So Trent didn't start, and he came on for the last 20 minutes against Chelsea as well. And unfortunately, I had Trippier on the bench, as you can see, second bench. I didn't see that coming for Trippier. We know Trippier's been a bit poor in recent weeks, obviously not getting many points. However, he did pick up an assist against Villa, and also he's got some really nice fixes now. So I think Trippier in the next 3 weeks is actually a very, very good differential, and I'm quite excited to own him now because not many people have him now and they've got rid of him. So I mean, the next 3 weeks is the time where Trippier repays me. But yeah, he did get an assist, but unfortunately was on the bench. Moving on to the midfield, more success. Saka did get a goal and the 3 bonus points. Foden got an assist, so he did match KDB. Palmer came with a blank against Liverpool, and then Richarlison did score in Spurs' 3-2 win over Brentford. As my captain, he did pick up 14 points. Up front, again, all returns. Watkins scored, which was nice in the loss against Newcastle. Solanke scored in the 1-1 draw against West Ham. Alvarez did pick up 2 goals very early on as well against Burnley, which was nice for that 13-pointer. Wish I captained him now, but I wasn't really considering it, to be honest, at the time. On the bench, obviously, Dubravka, Gordon was unlucky to be ruled out with an assist, and Trippier did get the assist. So 7 points there, and that is it, guys. It was a really good week. 67 points all out. It was quite a big green arrow. I'm now up to 294k on the overall rank, which I'm very, very happy about. And yeah, next move, trying to break into that top 100k. I've still got all chips intact as well, pretty much. I've got the wild card and all the rest of the other chips. So I'm quite confident still. I think I'm in a good position. And yeah, hopefully 100k next, but we'll see how it goes because it is still tight and congested in the overall ranked leagues. But yeah, Jordan, same to you. Talk us through your game week 22 as well quickly, and then we'll move on to obviously game week 23.
Yeah, so game week 22 was, I'd say, pretty good. Let's start off with Areola. This is a bit of a pain, really, because I've got Leno with 8 points on the bench, and I think I should have played him instead of Areola because he didn't keep a clean sheet and only managed to 3 points. I think he got 1 point for the saves he made, but there was a draw in that game against Bournemouth. Moving on to the defence, so same for me. There's no returns or anything for the defence. Estupinian came off at 45 minutes when they were losing 3-0. Pedro Porro conceded to Brentford 2 goals, so no clean sheet for him or attack and return. And Gabriel, late on in the game, Nottingham Forest did score, and the player was Awani to wipe Gabriel the clean sheet. So only 2 points for him. In the midfield, Gross, same pretty much as Estupinian, no returns and only the 2 points. He did play though 90 minutes, but no goals for Brighton. Foden, he comes away with an assist and a clean sheet point, obviously, for that Man City game. He was part of the action this time, so a bit thankful for those who held him. Saka eventually is probably the redeemer for his double haul of 10 points for scoring the goal and obviously the bonus points, that 2-1 win. Richarlison, the captain, paid off. He did score one of the goals in that Tottenham game, so I was happy to see him get a return for the captaincy. Palmer, he did blank against Liverpool, and obviously that was going to be a tough game. I think only Nkunku was the only goal scorer for Chelsea, where they only scored one against Liverpool. And up front, we've got Alvarez, who gets his double haul of 13 points. Again, scoring the 2 goals against Burnley and getting the bonus points too. I think he does turn up a lot against newly promoted teams, it seems. And finally, Watkins gets his 7 points. I would say another redeemer for the run of form he's been on recently with his goal and also the bonus points, even though Aston Villa did lose 3-1 to Newcastle. And just quickly on the bench, I mentioned Leno getting his 8 points, annoyingly, in that 0-0 draw against Everton, and also got bonus points. Archer only got 1 point. He only came off for 3 minutes or so. Brantford did get a clean sheet, but also got a yellow card. And surprisingly, Bell kept a clean sheet as well against Brighton in that 4-0 win. So, yeah, to end the week off for obviously Game Week 22, it is still a green arrow for me. It's a much smaller one after obviously West Ham and Bournemouth played and Man United and Wolves yesterday. So it is 11k green arrow right now to 134 and 60 points for this game week. So not too bad in terms of points. And yeah, it's still a green arrow nonetheless. I'm happy to move on obviously to next game week.
Lovely. So that's Game Week 22 wrapped up. Let's move on to Game Week 23 now and show you guys our bus teams and also our transfer plans. So let's start off with my team. So in goal, I've decided to play Dubravka over Areola. Areola, obviously West Ham, Man United. So Man United did score 4 goals against Wolves. And I think it makes sense to play Dubravka. Newcastle are stronger at home. I know Luton are decent, but I think if you've got Dubravka and Areola in a similar position to me, I think you play the Newcastle goalkeeper. So that's an easy decision for me. Moving into the back three, I'm playing Porro, Trippier, and Trent. Again, I think Porro is an easy one to play him over Gabriel, who's got Liverpool at home. Trippier, again, I'm very excited to own him for this fixture, actually. But I think Trippier could be a nice differential for me, as I mentioned earlier. I just think we saw earlier on during the season, Trippier was getting double hauls when his fixtures turned good. And his fixtures have turned good now. So I'm hoping Trippier can pay off in the next 3 because it's Luton, Forest, and Bournemouth in the next 3, and 2 of them are at home. Trent has Arsenal away, so again, tougher fixture. Trent was on the bench in Liverpool's last game against Chelsea, and we know his replacement, Bradley, had probably the game of his life, really. So we're not 100% sure what Klopp's going to do. Is he going to start Trent? Because there are some Liverpool fans thinking, just start Bradley. He deserves the spot. But I would be surprised to see Trent on the bench. So I'm going to play Trent against Arsenal and see how he does. I do have Gabriel on the bench, as I said, if he doesn't start. And then, as you'll see, a very interesting choice on my first bench, which we'll come on to. I am in a bit of a headache, guys, with my midfield. So I do need your help in the comment section as well. So help me out here. I've decided to play this midfield 4. So I've gone Richarlison, who's got Everton away. I've got Gordon, who's got Luton at home. I've got Palmer, who's got Wolves at home. And then I've got Foden, who's got Brentford away. Now, I think Richarlison's a great fixture. I know Everton away it's quite a tough game with the way Everton play at home. But Richarlison, there's no way I can bench him, in my opinion, with the form he's in. And he is sort of Tottenham's main goal scorer, he seems, up front, especially with Son away still. Gordon, again, I think is a really good pick this week. We know Isak and Wilson are still injured, so it looks like Gordon could be playing up front as a false 9. If that's the case, I think it makes Gordon an even better option. Against Luton at home, with Gordon being relied on for the goals, I'm quite happy to own him, and I'm quite glad I held on to him now until this long. Palmer has Wolves. We know Palmer was quite disappointing, as the whole Chelsea team were disappointing against Liverpool, but it is a home game for Chelsea. They'll be wanting to bounce back after losing 4-1 to Liverpool. We know Palmer's on penalties, so again, all it takes is that one penalty, and then Palmer, he's on for double bonus. He's on for bonus, and then he's ended up getting a 10-pointer. So I don't think I'll be benching Palmer, mainly due to being on penalties. And Wolves did concede 4 goals to Man United, which if you're conceding 4 goals to Man United, then it's not looking good. So that's why I'm not really willing to bench Palmer. And then this is where the choice comes down to, and in my opinion, it's out of Foden and Saka. Do I play Foden or do I play Saka? It's really a coin toss for me. I don't think it's a tough one. Let us know, guys, who would you play in my scenario? Is it Foden or is it Saka? Now I've gone with Foden as of now. He's got Brentford away. I've decided to play Foden because I think Brentford are in a poor state of form really for this season. They've conceded a lot of goals, Brentford, this season, and Man City are a team in form. Obviously, Foden's been in form as well, getting an assist in the last game. He has got a couple of nice goals as well this season, and I think playing the Man City attacker makes sense because Man City attack is obviously one of the best in the league. So that's why I've gone with Foden compared to Saka, who's got Liverpool at home. Obviously, Liverpool at home is a tougher fixture. I think Liverpool have only conceded 10 goals away from home. So Liverpool's defense is actually really good. I know Liverpool's defense has sometimes come in scrutiny this season, but the numbers back up that Liverpool are playing really well. Obviously, being at the top of the league shows that. Saka hasn't been great against Liverpool in the last 2 fixtures. Liverpool have played Arsenal twice already, and I thought Saka really struggled in both those games. He wasn't involved at all. I think Joe Gomez done a brilliant job on Saka in both the games, so that's what's leading to me towards Foden. I know the Saka ownership's high, but I have to pick who I think is going to score more points. And if I had to pick, my mind's saying to play Foden just because I think Foden's going to score more points than Saka. But who knows? We know Saka is sort of on penalties. We don't really know because sometimes he gives them up, which does annoy me. Sometimes he gives penalties up to like Havertz or Odegaard. So that's the only other thing with Saka as well. And he's not been. I know Saka has done really well in the last couple of games, but it's the opposition. Liverpool. I think Liverpool will score, and even if Arsenal do score against Liverpool, I don't see them scoring 2-3 against Liverpool. It'll be the odd goal, I think. So I'm quite willing to take that risk. Up front, I've gone Watkins, Solanke, and Alvarez. So Watkins, there's no chance I'm taking him out. Sheffield away game, so he stays in the team. Good fixture. Solanke does it again, scores against West Ham. He's been brilliant since owning him as well. Just madly in form. He's done brilliant for me all season since I've had him, really. And he's been a great option in FPL. And Alvarez, who comes away with his 2 goals, he's got Brentford away, and he's the one that I'm looking at potentially removing. So, yeah, on the bench, I've benched both the Arsenal guys, Saka, Gabriel. I know Saka could look a bit controversial. It could definitely go wrong. If he comes and gets a goal and then Foden blanks, then I could regret that. But for now, I could change it before the deadline, but I'm going Saka bench. And let's talk about my transfer plan. So I've got 2 free transfers, guys, which is nice. Mainly due to Haaland. I've always rolled that second transfer to be able to bring him in, but I can bring him in one move. We're just removing any striker I want. So I've got 7.5 million in the bank, and the plan actually is to remove Julian Alvarez and to bring in his teammate, which is Erling Haaland. And that will leave me with 0.4 million in the bank. So I can go straight to Alvarez to Haaland, which is nice. Again, with Haaland, there is some people thinking, is he going to start there? Because obviously he just came back on the bench. Pep did say he's ready. Whether he's ready to start, we don't know. But as far as I'm aware, I'm probably going to be bringing Haaland in. And I don't think we'll be getting any early team news because it is a Monday game. Man City don't play till Monday against Brentford. So I'm not sure we'll hear any early team news. But I think Haaland is going to start. And if he starts, as you can see, I've slapped the captain's armband on him as well. And he will be my captain, I believe. I think Alvarez to Haaland is the move. It's a boring one, potentially. But the team, for me, looks really strong there as well. After bringing Haaland in, I'm quite happy with the way it looks. It's the only thing I've got a benching headache with Saka. But he does have the tougher fixture, as I said. That leaves me with 0.4 million in the bank. And also, I'm going to roll the second transfer. That will give me 2 free transfers for Gameweek 24. And then again, I plan to keep having, I plan to keep rolling that second transfer until there's injuries or something serious I need to remove in my team. But right now, the team looks good. just a 1 free transfer. I'm very happy with that. So that's the plans going forward into game week 23. Yeah, Jordan, you were going to say something.
Oh yeah, just two things about obviously the team. First thing is with Trippier. Let's say Trippier does well against Luton at home. Do you think you'll play him in the away fixtures as well, or only play him really when Newcastle have home fixtures? Because we've seen how bad Newcastle can be in the away fixtures, no matter what team it is that they're playing against. It just seems like their form is completely the total polar opposite of when they're actually playing at home. So I'm curious whether your bench Trippier, especially, it might manage the headaches as well in terms of who you have on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, with Trippier, the last game was was an away game, and they actually went to Aston Villa, and Aston Villa had only lost. I think that's Aston Villa's first loss in over a year, or nearly a year. So they broke that record. I think I was impressed with Newcastle against Villa. That's what gave me some more hope to actually play Trippier. There's a home game against Luton, but after that is an away game to Forest. But I'm more than happy to play him against Forest away. And then he's got Bournemouth at home in 25. After that, it's Arsenal away in game week 26. But we know there's a lot of blanks. Liverpool blank. I think Spurs blank. So I'm still probably going to play Trippier against Arsenal. And then Wolves at home in 27. So in the next 5 games, Trippier has 3 home games against Luton, Bournemouth, and Wolves. And I just think when the fixtures turn, as we've seen with Trippier, because we take a look at Trippier, in game week 5, he got 8 points against Brentford. In game week 6, he got 18 points against Sheffield. He got 7 points against Burnley in game week, 12 points against Burnley, another double haul in game week 7. He also got 10 points against Palace in game week 9. Got 9 points against Arsenal in game week 11. When he's had easier fixtures, he has returned big. And then obviously last couple of games, they've had Liverpool and City back to back. And I've held him through the bad run. So I'm actually really excited to see what Trippier can do, because his ownership has dropped big time to about 38%, which is very low. A lot of those managers will probably be inactive managers. So a lot of the active managers have got rid of him. Yeah, I'm quite excited to actually own him. I think the fixtures are really good, and I think I can see Newcastle picking up some form now.
Yeah, I think you're in a good position. Not many of us are in as a non-Trippier owner, because a lot of us did take out Trippier when he was on that bad run of form, and obviously when that Man City game was the last terrible match they had. And he's only 38.1%. So really, there's not many people that have held on to him. So this could be a good game week for those who do have Trippier. And I think for us, we do have to pray that he doesn't get a nice haul against Luton.
Yeah, I mean, I've been without Trippier for early parts of the season, and he was returning big. And then when I sort of brought him in, he wasn't doing well. But the fixtures were tougher. And yeah, this is the time for him to repay me. Really, I've spent a lot of money of bringing him in. Because I would have had a cheaper defender there, but yeah, I'm quite happy with it as well, to be fair. But yeah, that's the team. We are going to get into obviously your plans as well. But I'll take a few comments before we do that. I'll let you load your team up, your bus team. Also, guys, I do want to add, if you are enjoying the content, please smash the like button and also consider subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps the channel. So like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell as well. Actually, before we do take the comments, I'll let you do your boss team first.
Okay, so on this team selection for me for game at 23, let's start off with the goalkeeper. So that's Leno, who's got Burnley away. And obviously, I'm not really positive about the Areola and the Man United game. I'm not sure what to expect from that West Ham Man United game. So I think I'll play with the easy fixture and go with Leno, who has Burnley away. Hopefully he can get a clean sheet, or maybe I missed the boat on his 8 points that he did get in game week 22, but hopefully he can repay me for me benching him last game week. Moving on to the defence, so you've got Estupinian, who has Crystal Palace at home. Now, after that defeat 4-0 against Luton, Brighton, that was quite a heavy and very unexpected result, and I'm hoping that Brighton can sort of reclaim and get back to the winning ways and their form, especially with Estupinian coming off at 45 minutes and being replaced. It was quite dwindling, seeing obviously Brighton by that point losing 3-0 to Luton. But hopefully the Crystal Palace at home one does provide a little bit more morale boost, especially from the fans in their stadium. I think they'll need it for that game. Moving on to the next defender, that is Gabriel, who has Liverpool at home. So yeah, I'm playing an Arsenal defender against Liverpool this week. In terms of the other defenders I have on my bench, there's not really one I would really could opt to go for, because Newcastle and Tottenham, which Brantford and Bell have as well, there's not really much difference in terms of difficulty with that, because they all have difficult matches. But I've gone with Gabriel. He has got attacking threat if there is a set piece taken. His headers are pretty dangerous if defenders aren't marking him properly. So yeah, there is that to look out for. And hopefully Gabriel gets something out of that game. He probably won't get a clean sheet out of that, but maybe there is the odd chance he could get a clean sheet. Not a clean sheet, but an attacking return. Moving on to the last defender, and that is Pedro Porro, who has Everton away. Again, I think it's a nice fixture for Spurs. It's going to be tough at Everton Stadium, because if you know how well they play, no matter what team it is, Everton do give teams a headache in terms of when they obviously are trying to get through that Everton defence, but they're pretty solid at the back. But with Spurs, they do have that attacking threat, even though Son is not present in the team. They've got the likes of Maddison that's come back into the team, which is really nice, and obviously Richarlison, who is firing all cylinders. So hopefully Pedro Porro maybe could nick a clean sheet and possibly an attacking return as well. Moving on to the midfield four, so we've got Palmer, who has Wolves at home. I think that's a nice fixture for him as well after that Liverpool one. And that's another fixture which he can bounce back in, especially for Palmer. Next we've got Saka, who's got Liverpool at home. So yeah, I'm playing Saka as well as Gabriel, the double Arsenal against Liverpool. Probably not the ideal, but it is a home fixture for Arsenal, so there is some hope there for, especially playing at the Emirates. The fans do get behind the Arsenal players, so hopefully that can provide Saka with a bit of fortune in terms of that game. And I'm moving on to Richarlison, who's currently the captain at the moment, who's got Everton away. I mean, he's had a great, since I brought Richarlison in, he's been amazing, getting those returns and goals and assists. So yeah, I'm more than happy to play him against Everton away and see what he can do. And finally, we've got Foden, who has Brentford away. Now, I am there's something in my gut telling me that Foden could potentially have some pet roulette going on, and maybe we see him when we see that lineup for Man City come out. Maybe he is on the bench for that Brentford game. But we have to wait and see. Obviously, we'll have to find out Monday what happens with Foden. Obviously, if he starts or not. But with these players coming back, Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, and the fact that Bernardo was actually benched last game, it does leave me with some doubts whether Foden will play or not, because he has played a lot of games this season, and maybe Pep is looking to obviously rest these players that have played a lot of their games. And moving up front, we've got the front three of Archer, who's got Aston Villa at home. He is part of my transfer plans actually this week, so I'll actually obviously don't talk much about him. So I'll move on to Watkins, who has Sheffield United away. And yeah, a lot of people have got rid of Watkins for this fixture, which I'm absolutely shocked about, because I would have thought you would have at least kept him, even if you're not captaining him. But getting rid of him when they're Sheffield United away, that's quite dangerous territory. Going with that fixture, I think it's one of the best fixtures that Watkins could possibly have on paper. And then I know he wasn't successful in the Sheffield United home fixture, but maybe he has some. Maybe he can redeem himself against Sheffield United away. And finally, we've got Alvarez, who has Brentford away. And again, yeah, I won't talk much about Alvarez because obviously he is in my transfer plans as well. So he does have the fixture Brentford away. Yeah, but he did have a massive double haul before that, obviously in the Burnley game where he scored the 2 goals. So I'm quite happy with his results. And moving on quickly to the bench. So Areola was spoken about, it's got Man United away. I have decided to bench Pascal Gross for the time being. It is part of obviously the transfer plans that I'm about to say, but he does have Crystal Palace at home. He hasn't given me a single return yet since I brought him in game week 20, so I have decided to put him on the bench for this game week. Brantford, he's got Tottenham at home, so again, maybe a surprise. He could get a clean sheet in this one. Who knows if Everton can get hold of Tottenham. And finally, Bell's got Newcastle away, which I don't expect Luton to keep a clean sheet, especially when playing Newcastle at home. So without further ado, let's go through the transfer plans. Unless we want to take a few comments before I move on.
Now we could do your talk us through your transfer plans, and we'll take some of the comments after that.
Okay. So yeah, I have 2 free transfers and a lot of money in the bank, 12.6 million. And so let's discuss. So my transfer plans are I'm going to make 2 transfers, possibly. So you'll see the deadline stream whether I do this or not. But I am going to contemplate and taking out Alvarez. I'm definitely taking out as one of them. But I also may take out Archer as well out of my team. So I may potentially do 2 free transfers. I'm definitely using one because obviously I've got 2. I need to use one, otherwise I'll burn one. So yeah, Archer and Alvarez out, and the players I'm thinking of bringing in for those 2 are Tony and Haaland. So obviously Tony is basically Tony versus Haaland in the Man City and Brentford game. So yeah, they are playing against each other. The Tony transfer is 50-50 whether I go for it or not, but I am contemplating it because Tony did cause an upset last season when he was against Man City. You can't forget how good Tony can be in difficult fixtures, and especially in that one. I haven't forgotten how well he played in that game. And the way Man City are playing this season, I felt like last season they played a little bit more better in terms of performance than they are this season. So maybe there is something in there for Tony as well. But obviously, I brought in Haaland as the obvious transfer in, I think, and he has got the captaincy over him too for obviously playing against Tony in that Brentford away fixture. So I'm gonna definitely, I think, captain Haaland. Assuming he's going to start, he should do after we saw him in the last game where he played 20 or so minutes against Burnley. So I think with all that in mind, he should be able to start against Brentford away. And yeah, that currently is my transfer plans leading up to game week 23. That does leave me with 1.9 million in the bank, so there is a little bit more money to obviously spend. I'm not really cautious about how much money I have in the bank because obviously we know about Son is still in the Asia Cup. Salah, he's injured and still yet to know when he is back. So these premiums at the moment are not currently back yet, so I'm quite happy to go with these transfer moves.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, interesting moves. Obviously, bringing in Tony and Haaland. Obviously, we know they both have doubles as well coming up in 25, which obviously is an enticing option for a lot of us looking at those players. So yeah, we'll take a few of your comments that we've missed. Sorry, guys, we've not actually been ignoring anyone. We always take the comments at the end. So we've got Uwa in the chat. He says, "Hi guys, I took a -4 to get Gordon and Haaland in. Sold
Nice.
Watkins and Bowen. I don't know if I'd be selling Watkins honestly because I think this fixtures is really nice against Sheffield.
That still surprises me. Really, I
Yeah.
hope for you that Watkins doesn't obviously get a nice haul against Sheffield.
Mm-hmm. Uwa also mentioning he'd bench Saka over Foden, but obviously there's doubts. Some people do doubt whether Foden will actually start. Jenny says to start Foden as well. Yeah, I think Foden, I just expect him to score or get an assist more than Saka for this game. But again, the minutes thing is a worry. Or if I hear any rumours that Foden might be benched, which we probably won't because it's a Monday game, I could just play Saka as well.
Yeah, the only thing about Foden is as well, I expected a little bit more from that Burnley game instead of him just getting that assist. So for the Brentford one's a little bit step up from Burnley game, but I know Brentford do concede goals, just whether Foden's involved or not.
Yeah. And Raz says a lot of people have sold Foden. I'm currently benching Saka as an Arsenal fan, he says as well. Deciding between Saka or Eze. Looks like Eze will play. However, yeah, I think Hodgson said Eze is going to have a scan. So we don't actually know if Eze is going to start. So I personally would play Saka over Eze. Because I just think Eze is still a doubt for me. And he said he's going to have a scan. Having a scan a day before a game does not look good to me. So I'd probably go with playing Saka. Raz also said, Huss, your team looks top this week. Just need to get that captaincy right and you're good. Yeah, captaincy. I haven't nailed captaincy in recent weeks. I'm hoping I can get it right this week. I'm going to go Haaland because I think that is going to be the popular one. But who knows? Pep might surprise us because I remember him saying De Bruyne is ready to start and then he benched De Bruyne. So I think Haaland is a different like kettle of fish there. I think Haaland will start, but I'm hoping Pep doesn't bench him. But you never know with
Yeah.
Pep.
I mean,
I
he
have
probably
sold
will.
Trent as well. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he probably will start, but maybe we don't see him play 90 minutes. Maybe we'll see him play like maybe 60 or 70 of that
Yeah.
game.
That's a good shout, actually. I didn't really consider that. Even if he does play 60, 70 against Brentford, then I wouldn't mind. Obviously, still 60, 70 minutes of Haaland captaincy is still better than a lot of players with 90 minutes. Uwa says he sold Trent as well. Sell Eze for Gordon. I I could be tempted by this, actually. I think Gordon's got the next 3 fixtures look nice, playing up front potentially. We know Eze, as good as he was, he looks like he's going to be a doubt, in my opinion. I'll be surprised if he starts, but you never know. He might recover quickly. Trying to see Zinchenko or Saliba. I'd play Saliba.
Yeah, there was an incident with actually Zinchenko and Ben White. I don't know if you guys know about this, but in the Arsenal game, I think Ben White had a go at Zinchenko during that period of the match, and I think he was by the manager disciplined. So I don't know whether Zinchenko will obviously play or not, but Ben White definitely isn't in the obviously that Liverpool game.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to get Haaland in for Darwin and sell Eze for Gordon for a -4. Don't know if I'd wanted to take -4s, but yeah, if you can't get Haaland in any other way, then Darwin could be the way to make way. However, Klopp did actually say this morning Darwin might be a doubt for the Arsenal game because he had a swollen, like he left against Chelsea, he had a swollen foot. But training pictures have released, and Darwin looks completely fine. His leg looks fine. He's training. So maybe it's a bit of bluff from Klopp. I don't know, but I think Darwin is completely fine. So if you were worried about injury, I think he probably will start against Arsenal. Patrick also says start one of Bowen, Saka, and Trent. Now, this is a tough one. So you wouldn't want to bench. Who are you benching?
I'll probably bench Bowen.
Okay. I wouldn't bench Bowen against Man United. I think Man United do concede goals. Trent, I'm biased. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, I think Liverpool could have a decent game. So I'm going to say bench Saka because I'm benching Saka myself. Who to captain? I'm not going to read that one out, actually. How many free transfers have you got? Haas says, Alex, I've got 2. I plan to do one, which is Alvarez to Haaland, and then roll the second one. And then John Towers all in the chat says, hey guys,
There you go, John Towers.
Dubravka, Porro, Walker, Trent, Palmer, Foden, Jota, Gordon, Watkins, Alvarez, Solanke. 7.5 million in the bank. What do you recommend? I recommend what I'm doing, which is Alvarez up to Haaland, in my opinion, and then roll the second one. Also, you got 1 free transfer. So yeah, I think you got to get Haaland in my opinion.
Yeah, that is pretty much the missing, I think, key to next game week. Bring back Haaland in now that he's back and fit. I think we're all wanting back in, especially what he can do when he's obviously back in playing 90-minute football.
Jenny also says Szoboszlai or Luis Diaz. If I was picking a Liverpool attacker right now, I would definitely think Jota is the one to go for in midfield. So I think Jota is a better option at the moment over Szoboszlai, Luis Diaz. Even when Salah's back, I think Jota's still a good option. I think Darwin is also a better option than both those guys on screen. So I would say Jota, Darwin, definitely over Szoboszlai and Diaz. And Diaz probably third in that Liverpool triple up. But I'd still rather have Trent at the triple up. I'd rather have Trent, Darwin, Jota. But Luis Diaz over Szoboszlai, I think, for me. Ethan says, good time to wildcard. Yeah, oh, look, it's team dependent. So very hard to say without knowing what your team looks like.
Yeah, if your team really needs it, then maybe it is a good time to wildcard. Or yeah, as I said, it all depends on what your team does look like.
Mm-hmm. Thinking a straight swap Alvarez to Haaland. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking about as well. Even though Alvarez did score a brace, which you are correct, but I just don't want to get rid of Watkins and Solanke with the form they're in. So it's a tough one. But that's the one I'd want to go by, I think. And then finally, I think we'll take this last comment. Do you think the double happens for Liverpool? They haven't announced it. Yeah, so Liverpool were rumoured heavily rumored to have a double game week in Gameweek 25. So again, with Luton as well added in. But so far, Liverpool have not had a single announcement for double game week 25. So it looks like it may not happen because it's getting close now where we should hear about it, but it's not. We've not heard about it yet, which is annoying because we were looking forward to that Liverpool double in game week 25 because a lot of us are looking to bring Liverpool players in. But it's not happened yet. So again, just keep an eye on the news. It doesn't look like we're going to get anything before tomorrow's deadline. So be cautious. I mean, Liverpool could potentially have a triple game week as well, guys. So if Liverpool make the semi-final of the FA Cup, and if they also make the semi-final of the Europa League, because we know Liverpool are fighting on all 4 fronts, and they've been brilliant this season, they could potentially have a triple game week in double 37. Obviously, it's quite rare. We don't really normally get them, but I think the last team to have a triple game week was Man United in the pandemic season when Man United had a triple game week. I can't remember which game week it was, but it is rare. But you never know. So Liverpool are all in all competitions and fighting for every trophy at the moment. So we'll have to see. Hopefully, we get some news. But if not, it is what it is, guys. Just make your plans and keep your transfer options open.
Yeah, and I think about that double as well, because in game week 26, Liverpool are very blank as well. Yep. So maybe the double's not announced due to, obviously, if you have the double and then the blank, it's going to be a bit tedious because obviously you have to bench or get rid of these players once you've actually brought them in for that double. So maybe that's why there's no announcement for that. Obviously, that double game week coming up, maybe it's going to be after, obviously, that blank Liverpool do have.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see with that one. I don't think we'll get anything before the deadline, but you never know. FPL might surprise us. But that's it, guys. And Jenny says, thanks, guys. Have a good week. Yeah, everyone. Thanks. Hope you had a good week. Obviously, it's the weekend now, so hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend. A lot of football to come over the weekend. There's also some really good games as well. I actually won't, just to let you guys know, I won't be there tomorrow for the deadline stream, unfortunately, due to work commitments. However, I will be back in the streams afterwards. It's just that one Saturday morning I won't be there, but Jordan will be there to take the deadline stream as well. So we hope everyone has a good weekend. And anything else you'd like to add, Jordan, before we do wrap it up?
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's always appreciated that you obviously watch through our streams. Obviously, it's another busy day tomorrow. The deadline stream, it should be interesting. Make sure you tune into that in the morning, 10 o'clock UK time. But yeah, until then, enjoy the weekend and take it easy. Yeah,
also, guys, before you go, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you are enjoying the content. All your likes going to help out the channel massively. I don't think you guys understand. It just helps the YouTube algorithm a lot. So all likes are appreciated. Take care, and Jordan will see you tomorrow on the deadline stream.